Hi there, this is Chris from MoneyHub, and this video looks at the Westpac Airpoints Platinum Mastercard versus the American Express Airpoints Platinum card. So we've put together this video to explain what the two cards are, what the differences are, because of course they both earn Airpoints dollars, but there are some subtle differences between them. We've also put together a comprehensive guide, which I've linked to down in the video below. And the purpose of this video is just to really make some specific comments around what the two cards offer and, the differences between them. At the same time, if you do have any questions, please do leave them in the comments section down below, because we're very responsive to comments. We really like to hear from people, and we constantly improve our guide. So this would really help us. Now, without further ado, I'm just going to go through the comparison side by side, and I'll do that right here by talking about the two different earning rates and everything like that. So what we've done is we've put together this table. What you can see here is that with the Amex Airpoints Platinum card, you'll get, for $59 spent, you'll get one Airpoint dollar. Whereas with the Westpac card, you'll get, it takes you $110 to earn that one Airpoint dollar. That is obviously around almost twice as many. But the problem is also there's a cap on it. So if you do spend, say you book some trips to Europe, you spend over $7,000 per month in 1 month, in one cycle of your billing, not the average over the year, but in 1 month, then the Airpoints earned will drop. So the rate will drop, and you'll now need to spend $220 for one Airpoint dollar for everything over $7,000. That is something that we're not very keen on, and we're not sure why Westpac does that, but it is something which is, part of it. Whereas with the Airpoints card from Amex, of course, there's no limit whatsoever. So we can almost see that you're spending, if you do spend over 7,000, then, that increment is going to make it, 4 times more expensive to earn an Airpoint dollar versus the Amex. Now, the second thing is, what's the bonus Airpoints dollars? Many cards, from time to time do offer this. So usually with Amex, there's nothing. We haven't seen too many offers over the last sort of 3 to 5 years. There has been occasional ones, but with things going the way they are, with the banks cutting back on rewards, then, there's nothing on offer for the long term. But of course, we will update that. So if you are watching this video and there is a special offer, then we will make sure that is included within our guide linked below. Second to that, so with Amex, they usually have a $300 bonus Airpoints dollars, and that's if you sign up and of course are approved, but spend $1,500 within the first 3 months. So you do have to spend that $1,500. It's not an automatic $300. There's no Airpoints advance, which is what you'll see with cards like the one from ANZ and also the one from Kiwibank. There is just, it's $300 if you qualify. Now, what's the annual fee? This is actually quite important, because the annual fee for the Amex card is $195, whereas for the Westpac it's $125. But it is worth noting, that if you do want a supplementary card for your partner, for your spouse, whatever, then you'll pay an extra $25 per year per card. Now, how does it work with status points? Of course, status points are used for retaining or earning Air New Zealand Gold, Silver, or Gold Elite. It's similar. It's obviously a little bit better with Westpac, but for every $225 spent, you'll earn one status point. Whereas with Amex, you'll have to spend $250. It's not too different. It's about 10% off, 10% lower. But it is worth noting that if you are trying to requalify or qualify, then, obviously the Westpac card does outperform there, but it certainly comes at the cost of Airpoints dollars, which are arguably more useful for most people. And then the insurance benefits, with Amex, you'll get domestic and international cover. You just have to spend the, travel on the trip, the flights and things to activate that. And with Westpac, under the same circumstances, it's going to be international cover. And then interest-free days, of course, we're very against people getting credit cards who can't pay them off. We're not really keen on that whatsoever. But just for, point of comparison, the interest-free days for the Amex card are up to 55 days, whereas for the Westpac card, it's up to 44. Then the interest rate, once again, not keen about people paying interest on credit card. Very expensive way to spend your own money. Secondly, it absolutely wipes out all the reward potential you can get of Airpoints dollars. If you're spending 19-20% a year on interest costs, then you're not going to earn enough rewards to pay for that. Then you can see that the Amex rate is slightly lower than the Westpac rate. Now, lounge access, this is something which has come up from time to time. Westpac straight off the bat offers nothing, but you will find that with the Amex card, you'll get 4 vouchers. So you can use 2 in Auckland, the international airport, and then you can use 2 in Australia, and that's at the Amex lounges there. They've got 1 in Melbourne and 1 in Brisbane. And with those, you can also take in somebody else. So it can be a 1+1, or you can use 4 of them yourself, or whatever combination you want. Now, with regards to how much does this actually earn you, then we've looked at, if you're spending $3,000 per month on average, then over the year, that's going to earn you 610 Airpoints with the Amex card, but with the Westpac card, it's only going to earn you 327. So that's quite important. And of course, if you go up to $5,000 a month, then you're going to earn over 1,000 Airpoints dollars. But then with the Westpac card, you'll earn around 545. So these things are, definitely worth considering, because they do drive how much you're actually going to be rewarded. And that is the purpose of these cards, to maximize your Airpoints dollars. We have a look at someone who spends over $10,000. Of course, this is on the outlier. It's quite extreme. Then we can see it's over 2,000 Airpoints dollars. But then if for the Westpac card, because it gets throttled down when you spend over $7,000, then you're going to earn less than half of what the Amex does because of that throttling down, because of that limit. So you'll earn 927. Finally, how much does it actually cost or how much do you have to spend to earn enough Airpoints to offset the card fee? And with Amex, it's around $11,500 per year. And with Westpac, it's $13,750. The difference is, of course, the earning rate plus the card fee. So we've just times the card fee here, which is $125, by the earning rate, which is 110. And then for the Amex one, we've done it 195 times 59. So that's the difference there. And of course, we have information further to just help sort of explain it. We've said that the Amex card, of course, does outperform Westpac's card. That's largely because of the earning rate. We're not that interested in status points, plus also the benefits of the lounge access. And, if you are looking for like a rewards card, it's so compelling that, they offer almost twice as many Airpoints to what Westpac offers per every dollar spent. It's cheaper to hold overall. Like, certainly if you can, spend that cap of $11,000, 500, then you'll be paying off your fee, and then you'll be in sort of term profit after that. Whereas with Westpac, you'll have to spend a bit more. And then also it's, there are the benefits there. There are the, domestic travel insurance and certain other sort of privileges there. What is worth noting though is that, the FX fees. So this is something that we're fully transparent of, like we are with everything. Westpac charges 1.95% for non-New Zealand dollar transactions, whereas Amex charges 2.5%. So that means if you make a purchase with either card, then you're going to pay more with the Amex card. Not much more, but it's going to be 2.5% added on, whereas with Westpac it would be 1.95%. So that's if you're booking a hotel overseas, and it's being charged in, say, Australian dollars or British pounds or euros, US dollars, whatever, then those fees start applying. If you're buying something to be shipped to New Zealand or online shopping, whatever, then it is worth noting that those FX fees are slightly different. And also it is important to see that, for supplementary card holders, as I previously mentioned, it's not a supplementary charge for any Amex customer. Any card holder. So you can have another, the spouse, your children or whatever can get these Amex cards, and there's no further charge for them. What is worth knowing though, of course, is the acceptance rate. So we do hear from people saying, various things. Yes, I can use Amex normally everywhere I need to, other than some, independent cafes. some independent retailers, and then other people have said, well, it was fine within New Zealand, but then there were issues overseas. And then some other people have said, no, I can't really use it anywhere, which, there are lots of retailers now accepting Amex. They've really pushed that to make sure it's actually useful. What is worth doing is just having a look, where Amex is accepted, making sure that, you shop at those supermarkets, which is pretty much all the supermarkets, those petrol stations, those larger retailers. But we are aware that, Amex isn't going to be accepted everywhere. And so that is worth keeping in mind of. So just moving on, what we've done is we've put the two cards side by side. And so you can read the sort of specific information there. And then pros and cons. So we just wanted to talk about Amex more because everyone's kind of familiar with, Westpac Mastercards or ANZ Visas or things like that. So we just wanted to say that, more and more stores do accept Amex, and also you can use it with PayPal. But at the same time, there are still issues within, the acceptance rate. And so it is a pro. It's also like a con. But we have got sort of solutions there which people have suggested to us and which makes sense. And that is things like a backup Visa debit card or a Mastercard debit card. And then Forex fees, you can avoid your banks altogether. And also, people like Amex from charging those fees by using Wise if you are going to be using it for a lot of overseas travel or overseas purchases. So it's just really, going through our guide, making sure that it makes sense, asking any questions down in the comment section. If you're not sure, just so we can sort of provide a full picture of this. But really, what it comes down to is, well, we've got some testimonials from Amex, and our conclusion is the fact that the earning rate is so different for Amex. What we really think people should be looking at is the side-by-side comparison, because that's going to help people make an informed decision. Of course, Westpac, they do have customers. People like to bank with Westpac and they like to have the card for convenience. But, because of the fee that it charges, which is quite high, given that, the rewards are, arguably much less than, Amex, then it's really just comes down to going through line by line, seeing, what the benefits are, what works. And if Amex is better, then that's something worth considering. If you're happy to stay with Westpac, then that's good as well. And we just publish this information and keep it up to date to help people make these side-by-side comparisons. So thanks very much for watching. If you do have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.